Track and field is quickly transforming, and this season is packed with surprise showdowns that no one saw coming. Who would have imagined that Dutch sensation Femke Bol and St. Lucia's sprinting queen Julien Alfred would end up on a collision course? These two athletes have always ruled their own domains, Bol the long sprints and hurdles, and Alfred the short sprints, but this year everything is shifting in a way that could redefine track and field as we know it. Last season, Bol took the world by storm, rewriting history with her jaw-dropping dominance in the 400 meters indoors. She shattered the 400-meter indoor world record, clocking an unbelievable 49.17 seconds at the 2024 World Athletics Indoor Championships in Glasgow. That wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. Bol's ability to maintain her stride, control her speed, and glide through the track with precision cemented her as one of the greatest long sprinters in the sport. She made winning look effortless, and as the world watched, one thing became clear. Bol was on a different level, but she wasn't the only one making history. While Bol ruled the 400 meters, Julien Alfred was making sure the world knew she was the undisputed queen of short sprints. Her 2024 Paris Olympics performance was nothing short of legendary. She blazed through the 100-meter final in 10.72 seconds, claiming her first ever Olympic gold medal and solidifying her status as one of the fastest women alive. She didn't stop there. Alfred also dominated the World Indoor Championships in the 60 meters, showing that her explosive start and raw speed were untouchable. And to top it all off, she crushed the Diamond League 100-meter championship, proving she could deliver under any condition, on any track, against any competitor. By the end of the season, there was no debate. Julien Alfred had arrived and she wasn't going anywhere. But something unexpected happened this season. Instead of sticking to her sprinting lane, Alfred is gravitating towards the longer sprints, a move no one saw coming. It all started 2 weeks ago when Alfred made her season debut in the women's 300 meters at the 2025 New Balance Indoor Grand Prix in Boston. For an athlete known for her dominance in the 100 meters and 200 meters, this was already a bold decision. But what happened next? She shattered the 300-meter St. Lucian national record, running an astonishing 36.16 seconds in her very first race. It was a message to the world. Alfred wasn't just testing the waters, she was making waves. And just when everyone thought that was a one-time experiment, she did it again, this time in the 400 meters. At the 2025 Tiger Paw Invitational in Clemson, South Carolina, Alfred stepped up to a challenge no one thought she'd take on. The women's 400 meters isn't just outside her comfort zone, it's a world apart from her signature events. Yet she went all in, proving she's not afraid to take risks. And guess what? She delivered. Going up against a star-studded lineup that included Great Britain's sprinting icon Dinah Asher-Smith, Alfred clocked an impressive 52.97 seconds, securing a heat victory in an event that isn't even her specialty. And she didn't just win, she set a new St. Lucian indoor 400-meter record in the process. That's right, Alfred is now a record holder in short sprints and long sprints. Who does that? Only an athlete built for greatness. Of course, the competition was fierce. Aaliyah Butler of Georgia took the overall victory, clocking a blazing 51.85 seconds, a personal best that left the crowd in awe. Right behind her were Bailey Lear and Jermisha Arnold, both finishing under 52 seconds. Meanwhile, Asher-Smith finished 9th overall with a time of 52.31 seconds, showing just how deep the field was. But the real story, Alfred's ability to thrive in an event completely outside of her usual range. So why is Alfred suddenly running longer distances? The answer is strategy. By challenging herself in the 400 meters, she's building the kind of strength and endurance that could make her unstoppable in the 100 meters and 200 meters this season. Speed alone isn't enough at the elite level. You need power, stamina, and a strong finish. And Alfred is working on all of that by stepping into races that force her to push her body beyond what she's used to. Her message to Femke Bol is clear. You're not the only one who can dominate multiple events. If Alfred keeps this up, we might be looking at one of the most versatile sprinters of this generation. The 2025 season is shaping up to be something truly special, and with Alfred's rapid expansion into new events, we're all left wondering, what's next? If there was any doubt about Julien Alfred's ability to transition into the longer sprints, her recent performances have completely erased them. She's proving that she's not just a 100 meter and 200 meter sprinter, she's a true all-around powerhouse. powerhouse. What makes this shift even more interesting is how her new focus is setting up one of the most unexpected rivalries in track and field. Femke Bol has been untouchable in the 400 meters, but now there's a new name creeping into her territory, and while Alfred might not have the endurance to match Bol just yet, the fact that she's even entering these races is enough to shake things up. What's even crazier is that Bol hasn't even raced yet this indoor season, meaning Alfred is taking advantage of the absence of the reigning 400-meter world record holder. Bol has been known for her flawless technique, incredible stride length, and unmatched endurance. But what happens when a pure sprinter like Alfred starts creeping into the event? Could this be the beginning of something no one saw coming? For now, Alfred's performances in the 300 meters and 400 meters are giving her the kind of strength that could make her even more dangerous in the 100 meters and 200 meters. Imagine having the speed of a short sprinter, but the endurance of a quarter miler. That's exactly what she's working toward. If she can build her stamina, she could close races even harder, making it nearly impossible for her competitors to keep up in the final meters. And that's where things get scary, and it's a perfect strategy when you think about it. A sprinter who can finish strong is a nightmare for anyone racing against her. Take a look at Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Sha'Carri Richardson. All of them have struggled at times with fading in the final 20 meters of races. If Alfred can add endurance to her already explosive start, we might be looking at an athlete who could dominate the 100 meters and 200 meters for years. Even though her time of 52.97 in the 400 meters wasn't enough to win the event outright, it's not about the victory, it's about the bigger picture. This is a training move, a setup for something much bigger, and she's already breaking records along the way. She now owns the St. Lucian 300 meters and 400 meters indoor records, which means every time she steps onto the track, history is being made. Meanwhile, Femke Bol is watching from the sidelines, and you can bet she's taking notes. Bol has spent years perfecting her rhythmic, controlled, and almost effortless style, but now she may need to prepare for a new kind of competitor. While Bol is known for maintaining speed over long distances, Alfred is coming in with a completely different weapon, raw power from start to finish. If Alfred continues improving in the 400 meters, we could see something absolutely wild, a clash between a long sprinter and a short sprinter, battling for dominance in the middle ground. The indoor season is just the beginning, but what happens when outdoor season arrives? That's when we'll really see the effects of Alfred's experiment. If her 400-meter training helps shave a few hundredths of a second off her 100-meter and 200-meter times, she could be on track to break personal bests and maybe even challenge the best times in history. The women's 100 meters and 200 meters fields are already stacked, with Richardson, Thompson-Herah, and Fraser-Pryce all still in the mix, but now we're looking at a possible new contender who has found a whole new way to gain an edge. The best part? Alfred isn't even at her peak yet. She's just 23 years old, meaning she has plenty of time to refine her technique, improve her efficiency, and build the kind of strength that could make her even more dominant. Most sprinters don't hit their prime until their mid to late 20s, which means we could just be scratching the surface of what she's truly capable of. If she's already breaking records and winning titles now, imagine what she could do 2 or 3 years from now with even more training and experience. And let's not forget, Alfred has been one of the most consistent sprinters in recent history. Unlike some athletes who only shine in 1 or 2 races per season, Alfred has shown that she can bring her best every single time she steps onto the track. That kind of reliability is what makes legends. She doesn't just win when it's convenient, she wins when it matters most. Her ability to step out of her comfort zone and still perform at a high level is a sign of a truly special athlete. Most sprinters stick to what they know best, but Alfred is taking risks, and those risks are paying off big time. The question now is, where does she go from here? Does she continue to dabble in the 400 meters, or was this just a short-term experiment? Could we eventually see her attempt the 200 meter to 400 meter double, or will she stay focused on defending her throne in the 100 meter and 200 meter? One thing is certain, Julien Alfred has just added a whole new dimension to her game, and the track world is officially on notice. If she can carry this momentum into the outdoor season, we might be witnessing the rise of one of the most well-rounded sprinters the sport has ever seen. Femke Bol may still be the queen of the 400 meters, but Julien Alfred isn't afraid to challenge tradition, and that alone makes this season one of the most exciting in recent memory. Whether this leads to a real rivalry or simply helps Alfred become even more dominant in her primary events, one thing is clear: this is just the beginning.